Hey everyone, it is Havohai here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We are on Global, and it is time for Best Teams January 2019 Global Edition. It has been a while, a little over a month, since I've made another Best Teams video. You guys have been asking for it. I was waiting to see what's going on with Transformation Buu. He did come out. I know you guys were wondering where the hit team actually ended up falling. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here. So if you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, and share, do all that good stuff. And always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for images provided. And let's get right into it. So first and foremost, knowing this series, been doing it for over a year now, what I consider the best teams is based on my opinion, is very subjective, and basically it's after in-game testing, in-game playing, also references and research from other sources. I will put those sources in the description below to kind of show you, where different types of information to give me the idea to examine various different instances when it comes to the teams, leader skills, attack, key, defense, etc., etc. So that will be placed in the description, but there is something different in the inaugural 2019 Best Teams. Is I'm creating a scoring system. All right, so this is brand new. We'll see how it goes. It worked out okay. I think the teams fit to where I think the teams should be. Maybe plus or minus a few points here and there, but each team that I get to score is a max of 77 points, and it's looking at bench strength, HP, defense, key flexibility and viability, specials, passive, SA, which is weighted double heavier than the others. Leader skill is weighted double, but what's weighted the most is damage output and attack. That's 3 times as heavy on there. So with that is the maximum score 77. Being Dokkan, 77 is a lucky number, and that's where we're going to judge these teams and go from there. So anyway, this was last month, or last year's 2018, the last one I did for Best Teams, and this was the top 15. A lot has changed. We have 2 brand new categories that has dropped, category leaders that is, and where do they fit? That's going to be the question. So and with the new scoring system, where do they fit? So let's start with the newest addition to Global, and that is the new Super Buu, the Transformation Buu team for Transformation Boost category leader. So he scored a 54.75. Now, to kind of give you a little bit of reference here, is the 58 was the top 10, and that's really what I'm going to be focusing on and looking into, is the top 10 best teams on Dokkan. So, but it is an honorable mention because you guys haven't seen this yet. He falls kind of in the middle of the top 20 of it all. To be honest with you, right around 13 is where I placed them. So 54.75. This team here is a fun team. You're using LR Cell. You're using the new Frost there. Works really well. But you can run more of a Frieza team. You can put Transformation Frieza. You can put that awesome strength Frieza there, the final form Frieza that hits like a truck in first position, and you can even run a double support if you like. But this team is a good team, nothing too special. It scored a 5 or 5.5 across the board. 4 is a low score on this scoring system here, and of course 7 is the top score. It did score a 4.75 when it comes to attack, because it didn't really out damage a lot of the top hitting teams. So it kind of fell in where the Majin Buu saga does amount of damage there, and extreme and things of that nature. So that is the Transformation Boost key +3 HP attack and defense 150%, with its secondary extreme strength key +3 HP attack and defense 90%. So let's go ahead and move on to the next honorable mention, and that is the Android saga. Just a really quick reference point, they scored a 56.3. Still a great team here. A lot of people were wondering, hey, did the Android category bump up because Easy Cell came about? Yes, Easy Cell did take the place of Super 17, but the bench strength, not that great. However, it did score the highest score for defense, so it did score 7 on defense. Leader skill is a very good leader skill as well. But just all in all, the damage, that's really where it fell really low. So it is kind of the lowest category, or lowest damage category team, due to the fact, you know, LR Cell, you don't really face a lot of enemies. You usually just fight 1 or 2, and that LR Cell really buffs up when there's a lot of enemies, like World Tournament stuff like that. So coming in as an honorable mention, and they would be at number 12, so it's kind of in order here. Is the Android category with MVP 17, Key plus 3, HP attack 170%, defensive 130%, extreme physical, HP attack defense 90% there. So right missing the top 10, scoring a 57.05, so really close to that 58 mark, is the honorable mention of Movie Bosses. Now we know Movie Bosses is going to get better when the new Broly comes out, so it's holding strong right at the 11th spot here with Movie Bosses, and the team is fun. We also know when Easy Beerus comes out, we're gonna move that Beerus on the bench into the main rotation, and that's going to make this team a lot better. But then you get to put the new Broly in there as well. So as of right now, it's a smart spot being at number 11, but it will increase in the future. So with AGL Turles, honorable mention, Movie Bosses category, Key plus 3, HP attack defense 150%, with a great secondary leader skill and extreme class, Key plus 3, HP attack defense 50%. So there is the honorable mentions. Now let's go into the top 10. So the top 10 best teams on global, in my opinion, starts with scoring 58 here. Pure Saiyans, Evolution Vegeta. Number 10, you just look at this team and it's really good. But of course, the highest score on this team is the bench score. Bench strength, fantastic, also provides a lot of flexibility, key benefits, so score is very high on there. The lowest score actually on this is the leader skill, because the leader skill does not have a secondary leader skill. It's only a 130% attack, even though it scored so low because of its bench, because of its flexibility. HP is really high as well. This team got into the top 10. So and really what brought this to my attention, because I never really scored the 130s very high in when it comes to attack, and I make sure that attack is really high. There is Loligami's top 10 hardest hitting teams showed that Pure Saiyans was out damaging Resurrected Warriors, and I was going, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. So kind of went in, started testing that, and going, wow, yeah, you're absolutely right. That was kind of the tipping point to looking at these teams a little bit differently when it comes to attack, and not just focusing on the leader skill. So the damage output here was very high, even though the score for the leader skill was low there. But being the best bench, you can just plug in anybody. Full power Goku, UI Goku, whoever you want. Transformation Goku. I think I just put all Gokus down there, didn't I? You can put Vegetas in there as well. You got that AGL Turles as a support unit as well. Fantastic team. Coming in at number 10, Evolution Vegeta, Pure Saiyans category, Key plus 3, HP defensive 170%. Attack 130. So coming in number 9, sadly this team is just dropping, and I didn't want it to, but it only beat out Pure Saiyans by 1/4 of a point, and that is Angel Golden Frieza and Resurrected Warriors. So this team here, I just kind of built this one here because of the new units, the EZA Boo, along with the brand new LR Metal Cooler. Now you don't have to use them on here. You can put the TURs instead of that unit, but I just want to put it on there just to show you, hey, you can run 4 LRs on this thing and it can be very, very good. The bench strength is okay. It did get a ding on that due to the fact you do have to get some TUR LRs. It's already hard enough to get LRs, but TUR LRs are very difficult to get on there. that Kid Buu really is not worth anything, the Int Kid Buu that is, because if you're running the support unit Kid Buu there, you can't run both at the same time. So it limits a little bit when it comes to the bench strength there, and most of the time you're going to be running extreme units because of Angel Golden Frieza's debuff for super allies, but you could run Super Saiyan 3 Goku with a Bardock support and change it up a little bit, so it has a little bit of flexibility and viability there. So, but coming in number 9, 58.25, Resurrected Warriors, Angel Golden Frieza, Ki plus 3 HP, 130%, attack and defense of 170%, with the secondary leader skill, Int Ki plus 3 HP and attack and defense 100, or not 100, 50%. So solid position there, but it used to be really high. Remember, Resurrected Warriors used to be like number 5, top 6. So coming in number 8 is Realm of Gods, and Realm of Gods got a little buff from that West Kai there. UI Goku. This unit has been around global for a very, very long time. It came out a lot early, really early, and there's a lot of rainbow UI Gokus out there, which is a good thing. So good friend list on there, but it does have one of the best pairings, 1-2 punch in the game, in LR Rose Masu and Strength Rose. Has transformation dynamics with UI Goku, Evolution Vegeta, one of the top TUR hitters in the game in Tech Vegeta Blue. Amazing bench strength, as you can see right there, and yeah, just you can run a dual support if you want God Topo on there. So scored very well across the board, got a 59.05, and really solid for UI Goku. Transforming UI Goku, Realm of Gods leader, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 150%, with a secondary leader skill of Int Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 50%. So number 7 is actually surprising for me, because I've had number 7 in the top 5 for a very long time, but with the new scoring system, it did drop down to number 7, and that is Super Saiyan 3 with a 60.25 score. And you'll see the difference between 6 and 7. It's a really, really narrow margin. So I could have tweaked one point versus another point, and it would have changed sides there. But the biggest issue with Super Saiyan 3, it is one of the hardest hitting teams in the game, and of course that provides it a very, very high score. But the bench and its defense is really bad, comparable to everyone else. So that's where it lost some points on. One card it's missing, JP has Adult Gold Tanks, which is a very good unit to use on this team, but Global doesn't have him. And until we get EZA Super Saiyan 3, I don't see this team moving up in any spot anytime soon. So it does just run one LR, even though that LR is LR3 Ku, and he hits really extremely hard, and the team hits really hard. That minus in defense and bench strength really caught me by surprise and dropped them to number 7. But you can look at the score. Watch number 6. Number 6 is Tournament of Power, scoring a 60.30. So Super Saiyan 3 just lost the number 6 spot with 5/100ths of a point. But you can't deny Universal Survival Saga. Amazing team. Jiren, and you're also running one of the best, if not the best, 1-2 punch in the game in MVP 17 and LR Friku. You also have UI Goku and Evolution Vegeta. You can now add Hit to this team. So the brand new Hit can fit on this team. Along with a litany of other units. The highest score, let's see, I'm kind of looking at the scores here, for Tournament of Power is actually its attack. Very, very strong attack there, and it's 5 and 5.5 across the board. So it scored really, really well, and deserving so. Jiren, Universal Survival Saga, Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 150%. Strength, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 50%, coming in number 6. So now we gotta look at top 5. Top 5 starts with an interesting position for this team, and top 5 starts with actually one of the big 3 LRs, and that is Fusion with LR Gogeta. And some of you guys say, "No, this is like the best team, #1," but here's where it lost a lot of points. One, bench. Bench is atrocious for Fusion. It does not have many options other than what you kind of see on the screen there. It doesn't extend past this. On top of that is same thing for Super Saiyan 3. Its defense is lacking. It only provides 130% buff, and majority of these units don't have any defensive buffing. You know, you look at like Neo Tanks, he has a debuff for his defense. Yes, this team hits tremendously, really hard, but not as hard as you would think, comparable to like Tournament of Power and those. They're relatively right around there, right? Now when he transforms, that's a different story, but unfortunately this transforming skill for Gogeta doesn't happen very often. But when he does transform, you definitely move him up to the top 1 or 2. So coming in at number 5, surprisingly, Fusion category, Ki plus 3 HP and attack 170%, defensive 130, and a fantastic secondary leader skill in physical, Ki plus 3 HP and attack defense 90%. LR Gogeta, number 5, surprised me as well. Coming in at number 4 by 1/10. So from a 61.9 to a 62 is full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and the ridiculous team that you see on the screen here. This team hits really, really hard. According to the top hardest hitting teams list, this is the second hardest hitting team, and I agree with that. They hit just constantly hits hard. You're running the best LR in the game in LR Friku, along with 2 really hard hitting units in the self-sustaining LR Gohan and Broly there. So biggest issue really is that you do have to run that Tech TN to really impact and increase that LR Friku damage, which provides a little bit of a soft spot in the defensive category there, but not enough to drop it too low. And of course Broly doesn't have really good defense either, so after he super attacks. So the bench is okay, not the greatest, not the best, but not the worst either. But this team will get better. You know, when the movie Broly comes out, you know that this is going to be a solid team. So coming in at number 4, Super Saiyan 4 full power Goku, full power category, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 150%, with a fantastic secondary leader skill in Super Tech, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 90%. Alright, coming in at number 3, this was actually a surprise. The reason why this team actually ended up being number 3 in the bronze is the hit team. Due to the fact of his leader skill, I ended up giving it a 7 out of 7 leader skill, because this is the only and the first double or dual category leader in the game. It has Universe 6 and Universal Survival Saga, but with the leader skill at 170% across the board in Universe 6 and then 150, this is pretty major. That's a heck of a leader skill. So you're virtually running a Tournament of Power, which is the 6th best team in the game, in my opinion, and it did score an extra 3 odd points with the leader skill because of that doubling thing. Its bench strength is better, and I think this team hits harder. So this team hits harder than the Tournament of Power regular team there, because yes, you have MVP 17 and LR Friku that steamrolls people, but if you do end up actually stunning somebody, Jiren is an automatic crit, and a hit just ridiculous glass cannon damage on there. So he does have a problem with a little bit of damage, a little bit of weak points here and there, but that Android MVP 17 does help out with the defensive there. So coming in at 63.45, a solid score. In 3rd place is the dual category leader in the Tech Hit, Universe 6 category, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 170%, Universal Survival Saga, Ki plus 3 HP attack defense 150%. Crazy leader skill. Alright, top 2. The top 2 scores, it's about 4 points above everyone else, or the number 3 spot here, which is 4 points is a lot. when it comes to the scoring here. So coming in at number 2, most of you guys think it's number 1, but it is Representatives of Universe 7 coming in at 67.35. Really great score. Why is this a top team? Because you have the top LR and LR Friku, and you have 2 of them on this team. So you're going to be running rotation with LR Friku and MV17 and then Tech TN, and then everyone else, it really doesn't matter. So everyone else is going to be a floater. You have UI Goku, you have Evolution Vegeta on here. You can run a dual support as what I'm showing here with the World Tournament Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. You can put in Tech Gogeta, you can put in Android 18, so it has some flexibility when it comes to that, but not that much flexibility, and really not that much bench, because Representatives Universe 7 is a very small category, unfortunately. So it did hurt them there, not by much, but enough to drop them from the first spot to the second spot. And also it is a weak point. That Tech TN is a weak point, even though you are getting a 90% to defense, and if you're running a double a support like where you have here, you have 2 weak points, because it's not getting the 177% defense, but everyone else, it doesn't take any damage. So coming in number 1, I've been saying for 6 months, and I thought the new scoring system would change it, because I lean so heavily on attack damage, and Universe 7 is the hardest hitting team in the game. Number 1 is still Potara, 67.8, so not by much. I'm going to go back here, 67.35, 4.5 points, or 0.45 points, less than a half a point, is Potara, Super Vegito, still reigning supreme. Where did it score enough to take over the 7s that U7 got on leader skill and on attack? Because, you know, they both got 2 7s on those scores here. He did get a 7 on that passive skill. That did help out the specials and passive. And I've said it multiple times, is that this is the only team that has transformation with healing turn by turn, with LR Rose Masu. One of the best 1-2 punches in the game, LR Rose Masu, and Strength Rose. Strength Rose increases defense, provides ki, and increases attack, with Super Attack being the first position. Additional attacks by Tech Vegito Blue, counters, damage mitigation, a solid support unit. Don't have to run the support unit. You can run Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, and he could be a support unit and a hitter. You can run Orb Changer Kefla. You can run a lot of different things on this team. But that's this team. You can literally take this team, change it up, and then focus on LR Super Vegito and run that team as well. So you have flexibility and viability, incredible. It scored a really high score there in 5.5 when it comes to flexibility and viability. Ki has some issues on this team, but the other team, not so much. Passive, like I said before, in specials and SAs, you scored a top 7 on there. Fantastic HP on this team, really high score. But didn't score as high as U7 on leader skill and attack, but still got that 67.8, and is still the reigning king of global. And it's just gonna get better, you know, with the information that Heroes is gonna go global. If we get the thickness of time, this team becomes even better. So, but we'll see. I think with the new meta changes with Broly and transformation Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, that would change things tremendously. So, but anyway, that is the top 10 teams on global. I do want to say a prayer and rest in peace to the Shadow Dragon team. It scored a 48.45, the only major category team, major meaning you know, attack 120% or above, that didn't score a 50. 50 or higher. So rip to Shadow Dragons at the only major category team that doesn't have an LR either. So pretty sad. Until 4-year anniversary comes out for JP and maybe helping this team out, I won't be talking about this team much anymore. But I just want to say that rip to Shadow Dragons. Awful score. So this was a summary of the best teams. These are the top 15 teams when it comes to scores. Top 10 you guys saw, and there's the other 5 there. For example, Hybrid Saiyans, Future Saga, they just missed. They're right there with the Majin Buu Saga. So very close, you know, tenths of the points to move into that 15th spot. But I think this is a solid top 15 of the current meta at this point in time. So this was the previous month, and you can see the changes there. So I played with Future Saga. It was unimpressive. So it dropped from that 11 to not even the 15th. So anyway, long video because we had to explain the new scoring system and everything on there. I don't know if I'll keep it. I don't know if you guys like it. I want you guys to comment below. Some of you guys I know just totally disagree with my rankings. But hey, totally subjective, and a lot different resources out there that you can check out, and I will post the links below and references and reference points. But yeah, this is just my opinion. What's yours? So if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time.